Karma versus victimhood. That's a big subject. You've often heard that, oh, it's your karma or it's your bad karma. But what does it really mean to live knowing about karma and knowing that there's absolutely no victims? That's a big one. Hi, I'm Marian Massie. I'm a clinical hypnotherapist and success coach. And my book, Miracles, Karma, and Reincarnation, a handbook to purposeful living. In this book, I talk an awful lot about karma and reincarnation and living from a spiritual perspective. And why is that important? Bad things happen to all of us. What do you do when those bad things happen? Do you blame? Do you grow from it? Do you look at it from a spiritual perspective? Because what you do with anything that happens to you in your life here can help to grow your consciousness or, keep you the same. Because fundamentally, and this is what I talk about in my book, fundamentally, this is only a spiritual school. We're learning. And karma is really ourselves facing ourselves from all our past lives. So let's say that you had an abusive relationship here. You can stay a victim and be angry, or you can say, hey, I want to grow from this, which means I don't want to take abuse anymore. I want to learn from it spiritually in your own path. And maybe that means having more respect for yourself or learning discernment in who to be in a relationship with. I'll give you an example from my own life. Remember, I teach this, and I've been a therapist for over 30 years. And after my second divorce, it dawned on me that I may have some karmic issues with my two ex-husbands and karmic issues regarding relationships, because I was constantly picking relationships that weren't fulfilling, that weren't respectful, that I didn't have a lot of joy in. So from that moment on, since I know about karma and that we are responsible for everything that happens in our life, from that moment on, I started working on changing my beliefs, changing my emotions, healing things from the past, to really connecting all of that spiritually with my spiritual practice every day. And I incorporate using the hue, which is an ancient mantra for God. And then I'd use my creative imagination to see myself more empowered, more filled with love, asking spirit, what do I need to learn from this? So that I don't stay a victim, so I don't stay angry. Most victims, if you don't come from this perspective, stay angry, whether you are conscious of it or not. So if you have the perception that somewhere in this life or past life, we've created these circumstances, then we have the freedom to change what we need to change. You can ask inwardly, Spirit, Holy Spirit, what do I need to face within myself that's kept me in this situation? How can I change this? Is it something emotionally I need to change? Mentally do I need to change? How do I connect more deeply spiritual so there's a real spiritual change? So when you think of victimhood, there are no victims. Even though society wants you to think there are, there really isn't. Now, I'm not saying that abuse is right or good or appropriate. What I'm saying is that through this karmic process, if we take the spiritual perspective, we will learn as soul what we need to learn to grow in more love, in more awareness, and more wisdom, so that we don't do the same things we did before. Because karma is exacting. What you put out, you're going to get good, bad, or neutral. So in one way, it is incredibly freeing. I remember that as a child. I came from what most people would say a bad childhood. But when I realized that this is a spiritual school and that somehow, some way I created having that circumstance brought to my face to learn, I then go, wow, I can change this going forward. And I did, step by step by step. Was it automatically changed? No. But I saw my progress. And I keep looking back at everything that happens to me in my life from this perspective. So if you like what you hear, please subscribe to my channel. Tell others about the channel, because I give little tidbits every day or throughout my videos on how to live more consciously and more uplifting. And my book, and it says it all, but I know a lot of you don't like to read. So that's another reason I have the YouTube channel. Anyway, have a wonderful, wonderful life experience. Come from your heart and know that there are no victims. You face yourself every day. Ask yourself, how can I grow from this? What do I need to learn spiritually from this? And you'll get the answers. Thanks.